They're a specialist guest, telling us things we don't know about. Telling us things we have never done, things we have never seen and will never do. They're a specialist guest, telling us things we don't know about. Telling us things we have never done, things we have never seen and will never do. They're a specialist guest, telling us things we don't know about. Telling us things we have never done, things we have never seen and will never do. Your life's been weird, I've never done that and I never will do. Your life's been strange, I wanna hear it from the horse's mouth. Your life's been queer, I wanna do those things but I never will do them. Your life's bizarre, talk to me now. They're a specialist guest, telling us things we don't know about. Telling us things we have never done, things we have never seen and will never do. They're a specialist guest, telling us things we don't know about. Telling us things we have never done, things we have never seen and will never do. Talk in your ear and tell you all the things that I've done, baby girl, baby girl. Let me talk in your ear and tell you all the things I've achieved.
Hi. Oh. Hello. Hello.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
In progress.
Oh, shit. Can't hear anything. Hello.
Oh, shit.
Hello.
Hang on. I've got to go out and in again.
here we go.
Bollocks.
Hello. Flying start. Oh, hi, Tom.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry.
Perfect.
David, Tom, David.
Hi, David.
Hi there. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, all right. Thank you. Yeah, not bad.
You have a nice time at the BAFTAs?
I did. Yeah. It was different.
Good.
It was fine.
Tom did the half marathon on Sunday as well.
I did, yeah. Yeah.
He looks
tell you
fit.
what-
He looks fit.
Yeah.
I do at the moment. I'm not always fit.
Do you believe?
Why are you a running specialist? What makes you a running specialist?
Not like that. Don't say accusative, David. Say it in a nice way.
It depends. It depends what you mean by running specialist. I'm not. I'm a long way off being an athlete. I just do a lot of running, but I'm a journalist who covers running kit, running races, that sort of thing.
Oh,
So
right.
I try a lot of running shoes, do a lot of races.
I saw your videos. Yeah, you try out. People send you gear and you review it, right?
Yeah.
That's a great job. That's a good job, isn't it?
It's it's got ups and downs. Everyone always thinks that if you get sent lots of shoes, it's a wonderful treat. But
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
most of them aren't that good. So you end up having to run. A lot of my runs I do are in a pair of shoes that aren't very comfortable or not really enjoying it. But yeah,
Right.
it is nice. It is nice.
Yeah.
You going,
Yeah. But it does force you to go running though, because I've got a pile of shoes to test. I have to go out and test it. I can't just
looking at it
relax.
going,
Joe, can I make this episode all about me? And getting
yeah,
into-
100%. I was thinking that because I thought,
honestly, this feels
after our
like such
chat
an
yesterday-
opportunity. Yeah.
right, David's really down on his ability to stick at running, I think. Is that fair?
Right.
Yeah. No.
Is that fair? Can I do one bit of context?
Yeah,
right?
of course.
I did the half marathon on Sunday, and I was really pleased with my time. And we'd met before, hadn't we, Tom, on the park run on the front. Big shout out to the Ho Park Prom park run, and then we bumped into it. We were both celebrating having a roast in the West Hill pub. Shout out to
That
the West Hill
annoys
pub.
me because you run a marathon, you can have a roast.
Half marathon, but yes, it was.
That annoys me.
Big shout out to West Hill, best roast in Brighton. And
First time I've been there.
have you know, it really?
Yeah.
It's. I think it's the best roast in Brighton. Anyway, and I was very, very happy with my time.
Be surprised if it beats the Rattery.
I would say the West Hill beats the Rattery. But,
Okay.
especially for atmosphere. And I was really happy. I PB'd with 1 hour 51:39. So I was very, very happy with that. Now, Tom, tell David what you did running.
1:22:20.
That's a
PB. I didn't realise you'd PB'd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't seem that excited when I.
Well, no, because you told me your time and took all the wind out of my sails. You did nearly. Yeah, you did over half an hour quicker than me, David. That's and I was happy with my
amazing.
time. Yeah, bonkers. Yeah. Just that.
How old are you?
40.
Are you?
Yeah.
Look about 33.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Wow. How do we look younger?
Yeah, it's all relative, isn't it? So I used to get like 150 when I started running, and I've just gone down over time. But I've got friends who get like 115 and stuff who are really fast.
What was the winner on Sunday? What is it?
About 106, the winner.
That is just sprinting for an hour.
It's fast, yeah.
Because you're running that way, David, and because there's parts where you sort of people going the other way, and so you're going, and then there's like loads of people hurtling the other way, and you go, fucking hell.
Yeah.
They're nearly fit. There's a point where you're halfway and they've nearly finished. They're coming in. People like Tom are hurtling towards the line. And you've got to go all the way down to the fucking lagoon.
The Brighton races, there's a lot of fast people. There's a lot of fast runners in Brighton. It's a really big running city. So you do tend to see a lot of fast people in a lot of the events. And the park run that we do, the one on the Hove Promenade one, that's one of the fastest park runs in the country. That gets people coming from all over the place. Oh yeah, it's so flat. And on a good day,
flat, isn't it? Yeah.
On a good day, it's really fast. I mean, on a bad day, it's probably one of the slowest in the country.
What's your park run, PB?
18. I got it the other day actually. 18:14, I think.
18:14. My best is unofficial because I did it in the lockdown. Was 21:18.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad, right?
Yeah. What do you mean is unofficial? Do you do it on a
because it was in lockdown? So the part we did the park run course in lockdown when it was
the same one,
at like 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
but my actual one is 22.
Are you still trying to get PBs?
I'm a long way from it now.
Why don't you start each race going, I'm going to beat it?
Because
what's the point? Change your attitude.
Wow. Hold on. Let's not
change your attitude, please.
I think, Tom, you should. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. Agreed. On a Saturday morning, you think I'm going to scoot. I'm just going to pootle around and.
I was going to ask you about this actually because you've done a lot of park runs, haven't you? You're on hundreds.
222, I think.
Yeah, because I've done like 25 of them.
Oh, really? So I'm beating you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's the thing. Have you got a T-shirt with the number on?
No, I didn't sign up for that. I had a big chunk where I was injured as well for 2 years. Right. So our friends around me have done like nearly 300. So that sort of annoys me a bit.
Yeah, well, when you're doing that, I know loads of people who do like 200 of them. I don't know how they manage to do it because you're basically saying you get up every Saturday, you don't have a lie-in, you haven't got any other plans, and you're there on Saturday morning. But
yeah,
half the time I only do it.
So it's an unhealthy lifestyle.
Would you say it's weird? Is it weird?
It's
you having a dig at me, Tom?
That's good. I can't work out how I'd have fitted it in. When I used to live in London, they don't have park runs. It is big in London, but
it's not easy to get to in London, is it? If they're not near you.
Yeah, and it's so convenient in Brighton. You could go. We do different one each week,
isn't there, or something, or 5? Is there 5?
I think.
Can I say my first issue with park runs?
Go on.
Okay.
Because I've thought about it, because there was one in Haywards Heath, and they all meet at the park, and I was like, right, maybe I should do what Joe does. My first thing was, what do I wear? Are people going to go, who's he?
Yeah, they will do both of those things, definitely, because it's incredibly unsupportive.
Hang on a minute.
It's really unsupportive, isn't it, Tom?
You get a lot of people staring at you because you've got the wrong shorts
look
on.
at that guy. Yeah.
But it's what do I wear? Are people going to go, I feel like I'm going to have to go, my name's David. Sorry, who are you? Oh, I've just come for. Oh God, have you got a pen, Deirdre? I can't be dealing with all that crap.
Have you met Deirdre as well? She's an arsehole. Hayward Heath Deirdre. You don't have to speak to anyone. Did you get any
of that, or did you just strut in going, I want to do a run?
Yeah, you know me. I was absolutely strutted in, said, hi, I'm Joe, surround me.
Like, socially...
You don't have to talk to anyone, do you, Tom? Because you register before, you run, and then you go through the little thing, you hand your thing
What's
back.
That mean, the little thing?
Oh, yeah, right.
There's like a finish line. You don't have to. There's a registration thing you can take with you, but some people don't bother taking it because they don't care about the time.
I don't understand that. I like to tick off.
What do you do? Do you say hi? Honestly,
I do now. Speak to anyone. I've been doing it for years, so I know people down there. But if you don't know anyone, you turn up, you run it, you run through the funnel at the end, you get a little ticket thing, you scan it, and then it tells you your time later. You don't have to fill out a form and meet Deirdre and have a fallout.
Why'd you do it then?
Because it's good for you.
No, but why don't you just do it on your own?
Because it sort of motivates you to do it every Saturday morning and try and beat your time. You're only racing yourself, correct, Tom?
Yeah, well, my girlfriend, Jo, met her at the pub we've met her a couple of times now.
Yeah.
She's a good example because she's always hated running. Like, absolutely hated it. I remember in lockdown, she said, can you take me running? And I was training for something at the time. So we went running, but she hated it. And every 500 meters, she'd stop and she'd just start walking.
David's problem.
And
I'll say it's a problem.
And I couldn't run with her because she was doing it every 500 meters. And I was saying, this is going to take so long to get out and get back.
Did it get a bit tense?
We stopped running together. But when we moved to Brighton, because I've only lived there about a year and 3 months now. When we moved there, she said to me, I wouldn't mind getting into running again. So I took her down to parkrun, and she loved it. She absolutely loved it. She didn't like doing it because it was quite hard.
But she was with you.
No, I didn't run with her. She was on her own.
Did you walk through the entrance together?
David
there's
doesn't
no
understand
entrance.
that.
There's no entrance. It's just a park.
It's not like a key and a lock, and you can't.
But did you walk to the running line together?
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, exactly. I could do that.
They didn't take successive cars. What are you on about?
If I was with Naomi, I'd strut in. It's going on my own.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But
maybe I need a different sort of specialist to help.
I think you need a different sort of attitude.
I think the good thing about parkrun is that you can go down, just potter down one morning, and then you don't have to finish it. Just walk off if you can't be bothered. Just go, I didn't like that.
Just check it out, David. And I guarantee you, there'll be lots of people in high vis who will say, hello.
They say high heels.
That's the bit you have to leave out. That's why you have to run it in high heels and fishnet ties.
Now.
But yeah, it's like, it's not at all like, hello, it's not like an AA meeting. You have to introduce yourself or anything. It's like...
Right, I thought it sort of was.
No,
I thought you go, and what's your name? David. And where do you live? And how old are you? And what's your weight?
What's your weight? Now we're getting down to the crux of, will they weigh me at the start of the race? David, 17 stone 4. Off you go. David has put on 6 pounds. I repeat, 6 pounds.
I'd quite like to go to one of these.
Like really brutal.
Yeah. Have you got one near you, David?
I was just about to Google actually. So would I just do parkrun and then it will come up to the...
I'll do parkrun map. This is parkrun heavy, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where is parkrun? Find an event near you. Fucking hell, there's loads.
So
there's loads in France.
That's all over the world. All over the world. Let's have a look. So you're Devon.
Do you know what? There isn't.
That's upsetting.
You look at the little... You were like, there isn't.
Yeah. Well, there's one sort of Plymouth. There's one on the coast. That's like a 45-minute journey. I'm not doing that.
You near Brixham? Oh, so hold on.
Not really.
So
can I ask a question? Because I've started the Couch to 5K about Christ knows how many times, and I've got to the end 2 or 3 times. So I've got to 5K, And the most I did was 7 about 2 or 3 years ago. But I always get to about the 6th or 7th week when it goes, and now run non-stop for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I go, no.
That's a big problem with it. There's actually a lot of people have a problem with Couch to 5K because of that jump.
Oh.
And a lot of people drop out at that point.
What's the jump from what to what?
It's probably, you might do 12 minutes, break, 12 minutes, and then the next one is, okay, now we're going to do a 25 minute.
Yeah, a lot of people
and I go, oh, I like that little stop off sitting on the log.
Sitting on a log? I like the bit where you have to sit on a log.
Can you help me? How do I start?
Running.
What do I do?
Just
help me.
How long have you been trying to do it for? Have you been giving it a go for a long time?
Yeah, I started again like last week. So I've done the first week again, which is just ridiculous. You like run for 3 seconds and stop for half hour.
Yeah. My advice is always, don't worry about the distance or anything. Just worry about the time. And then what I used to do when I started is go out for 20 minutes, walk and run for 20 minutes, and then just keep doing that. And eventually you get a bit further and further because you'll walk less and run a bit more.
Oh, that's good.
Because then you don't have any pressure on yourself.
You can see the improvement as well.
So say that again. I'll go out tonight. What do I do?
So you say, right, I'm going out for 20 minutes. Don't worry about the distance. Never worry about the distance when you start, because the distance scares people because they think that's too far. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But you can walk for hours if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So if you just go out and say, right, I'm going to go and do 20 minutes and I'll see how long it takes me. I'll walk some of it. I'll run some of it. I don't matter how I do it. I'm just going to do that. And then if you keep doing that, you will get fitter by doing that. And you might just run a little bit more and a little bit more, and to the point where you're still only doing 20 minutes. So it's not.
This is lovely. This is lovely. This really is good.
The problem I've always found with when I started, it was going out for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes stuff. It felt like a long time. And I was, I don't really want to do it, and it's going to be painful. If you just set the time out, like I'm only going to do half an hour. That's the max I'm ever going to do. Just do that. And then you just get your mind around the idea that you're only losing 30 minutes of your time every couple of days or something like that. And you'll just get better at it, because you might walk the first one, and then you might run a bit of the next one, and then you run a bit more, and you just slowly get a bit up. And you don't.
So you're sort of saying on the second or third go, you might go, well, I normally stop here, but I might just run a bit longer.
Yeah, I always tell people
you
about.
Have to say it out loud, though.
I think some people have naturally better mentally at dealing with running. Running's like, there's a certain aspect of it, and I've got mates who aren't fit, and they've never done a lot of running, but mentally they've got the way to do it. And you just put them on a race or something, and they'll just do it. They'll just power through. And I think, how have they done that? Because they're not that fit, and they'll get through it.
The mind goes before the body, correct?
Yeah. Well, you talked about the wall and stuff at the marathon, but I've got a mate who I used to go running with him in the morning. We used to live together, and he used to go and do a 5K in the morning. And at 3.5K, he stopped every day. Every day he stopped at 3.5K, and I'm tired now. Yeah. And he never got past that 3.5K. Never did it. And I always said to him, just go to the end of that road. You've never got to the end of that road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the bit you got to get your mind past, because once you can sort of get your head past the fact that you're limited to that distance, not a problem. That's why parkruns are good, because a lot of people who do it probably never get to 5K on their own, and once they get to 5K, they go, oh, I can do 5K now. Oh, I did. Yeah, that's fine.
I think sometimes you forget that 5K is actually quite long. If you run for a while, you go, actually, when you weren't running, 5K is a mental amount.
What is it? 3.5 miles?
3 and a bit. Yeah. 3 and a bit miles. Yeah. And then sometimes I go, oh yeah, of course, that is actually. Do you think also, like, some of it is like when people start, they try and do too much and then hate it. So if you do little bits and go, okay, that didn't piss me off too much.
Oh yeah, the distance is a difficult bit, because a lot of people sign up to like a 10K race when they start. So in their head, they're like, I can't do that. That's 10. I'm never going to be able to do that. And every run they go out on, they think about the 10K at the end of it. But if you think about that from, well, worst example is London Marathon. You've got a load of people who probably haven't run before, they enter the ballot, they get in, and then they've got to do a marathon now. And they're going from not doing anything to getting to a marathon, which is madness.
My friend gets very cross with people. You know, when we watch the marathon, there's people that are like 7 hours in and they're like halfway, and they're cleaning up around them. My friend gets really cross every year because he goes, "What's the point? I didn't do anything. I could walk at that point."
It's a big area of debate because you got, the London Marathon is, you get hundreds of thousands of people entering every year, and people are running clubs all over the place that are wanting to train, and then you get loads of people to get in who, just randomly get in and go, "Oh, I didn't think wasn't expecting. I was a bit annoyed I got in. Actually, I'm gonna have to walk that now."
Yeah, and the cones are being picked up as they're on like mile 15.
Yeah.
Do you know about the fridge guy this year?
I saw him. Yeah,
I didn't see him. Did you hear about this, David?
The fridge.
A guy carried a fridge doing the half marathon, and to get the world record of running
the Brighton one.
The one we'd just done. He carried a fridge on his back, and he needed to do 2 hours 45 to break the world record. And he did it.
What world record?
The world record for carrying a fridge around a half marathon. Fun enough. And
don't set your sights on that, David. That's probably a necessary
Imagine
goal.
that tonight.
He did it 2 hours and 4 minutes. He overtook my friends.
2 hours and what?
4 minutes, carrying a fridge on his back. He overtook friends of mine at the finish line. A man with a fridge on his back.
I remember my uncle saying when he did a 5K, a pantomime horse beat him at the end of the race. Gallop by.
So sometimes the people who you have to be pretty fit to be dressed up in one of those outfits. So they do quite well. A lot of them, they really, because they train for it. You see the ones, I think it's the Rhinos. They do London Marathon, but you see them at a lot of other races because they're training in other half marathons before to get used
in the suit.
Yeah.
I saw a guy do the park run. One of the funniest things I ever saw was a guy doing park run in a suit and shoes. It just made me really laugh because you don't see anyone running in a suit.
What, like he just popped out of the office?
Yeah, it nipped out, and so he's in a full suit. But he's in shoes as well. It's really
so
funny.
Weird.
It was sort of funnier than a rhino because it just looked like you just don't see adults running in suits.
Yeah.
Can I go back to the 20-minute thing again?
Yeah.
It feels like
let's go. Let's get you running comfortably.
Yeah. So tonight I go out at 7:30. I go, I'm coming back. I'm going to be in the house at 10 to 8.
Yeah.
And it's up to me what I choose to do in those 2 minutes.
Yeah, sort of.
But would you
sit on a log?
So just start running from my front door, do a little walk and start running, or
whatever you're comfortable with. But I would say every time you go, try and do a little bit better than the time before.
What does that mean, better?
So if you
run more in the 20 minutes.
Yeah, you essentially should be. You're trying to run, basically. So if you go out and you run 500 meters and you say, I can't run any more than 500 meters, then fine, don't run any more than 500 meters. But if you're doing that a week later and stopping at that same point, you go, actually, I should really be a bit better than that.
I'm wasting everyone's time.
And then just build it up over time. Because I think for most people, there's a whole thing about habits, right? The difficulty for most fitness things is the habit. Once you get the habit down, not a problem. That's one of the reasons why bike runs go, because people get so used to doing it every Saturday that they just go, oh, this is what I do every Saturday.
Yeah,
it's not like they're forcing themselves to get up. But if you're trying to get into a fitness habit like running, you really need to build a habit for at least a month or so. So you just get used to the fact that I know that 20 minutes, half an hour, I've got to give up for this every couple of nights.
And you reckon every other night do it?
I'd say I'd probably say like 3 times a week is a good, good time to put away for a bit of fitness. Problem is, if you do like once a week, you don't really see much improvement.
No.
That's what I was doing I was only doing park run for years.
The problem with that is you always see nothing's really happening.
I was wondering why I was stuck at 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't realise you.
The thing is, with me, I'm overweight, so I am sort of carrying a fridge on my back, made of sort of fat. So but I do find it like, oh God, I've got to carry this around my bloody belly with me. So I might be fitter than you when you think about it. I might actually be fitter than you two.
You might have an engine. You just don't know about it because it's covered in gravy.
Oh, God.
Would you ever do a marathon, David? If you got to the point where you were like, I can do this now.
Honestly, you saying that is like, would you ever walk across the Grand Canyon on a wire? It's like, it feels like such an unachievable. Well, of course I'm not going to do that. The fact you two have done a half marathon, I can't get my head around it. It feels like another world. I can't even run up the local road before I'm like.
Also, can I say one other thing as well? I think maybe I'm talking out my arse here, Tom, but you know when you first run, do you think sometimes people think they're unfitter than they are because you have to get your heart rate up?
Yeah.
Right.
So when you first run, I think I thought this for years looking back. I'd start running and be like, oh my God, I'm already puffed out. Yeah. But then your heart rate gets up and then you can carry on running.
Okay.
But for years, I think.
How long does that take then?
Like a couple of minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Like probably the sort of more unfit you are, probably a bit longer, I think. And I think doing park run made me go, oh no, God, I'm really. And then I was like, I was sort of saying to people, by the time I get up there, I feel all right. And people were going, that's because you've got your heart rate up. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was something. So I think for years, I thought I was unfitter than I was.
Yeah.
Because so when you said that, I was like, maybe that's what you're feeling a bit of. You're like, I haven't really got my heart rate up.
Yeah.
Was that talking out my arse, Tom? I don't know.
No, you're right. Yeah. If you look at, I don't know, do you use any, like, track your runs on some sort of, your watch or anything like that and look at your stats afterwards?
Do you do that?
Who, me?
No. Well, either of you. But I'm guessing Joe might.
I'm utterly obsessed with it.
Oh, right. Okay.
On Strava or something? On graphs, Joe?
No, but sometimes I'll show Petra and she'll say, I don't know what you want me to say afterwards. And I'll go, that's fair. Because I go, look, I ran there. Look, I ran up round there. And that's near Carl's house and back round.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
No, not to other people, I think. But sometimes I just like to look at it.
It is.
I like to look at it and go, oh, well, yeah, I did all the way to there. I'll tell you what is mad is when you're 26 miles from your house in the car on the sat-nav and you go, this is like running the marathon now.
Well, I sometimes get that when I'm driving around here and I might go to the shops or whatever and I come back and like the guy I saw jogging, he's around here now. He hasn't stopped. He's done another 6 miles. I can't get my head around it. Yeah,
you can get a fair old way.
The marathon is my house. I said this before, my house to Gatwick, which seems stupid now. But I won't do a marathon again. That's very bad for you.
I was going to ask you that actually. Why not? You just hated it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I think it's hard because it's been a while now since I did it. But I think it left me like in so much pain, and that last 7 miles or whatever it was, where I just could hardly walk or run or anything.
You got video footage of this?
Yeah, I videoed the whole thing. I had a camera crew with me for the whole thing.
No, but did anyone film you? I'd love to see the last 5 miles.
I would say...
And put it up.
I would say I was probably running only slightly quicker than I can walk.
Yeah.
Because I was like... But I had the posture of like a 98-year-old man because I was in so much pain. And my hips hurt so much. It was agony. I've said this every time. I think when you do a marathon, you come away unhealthier than when you started. Whereas a half marathon, you go, oh, that was good for me.
Yeah.
Whereas a marathon, I think that was very bad for me.
Yeah, they are.
Especially as I'm 48 now.
They are quite painful. But you've only done one, haven't you? So
yeah. That
happens with most people on the first one.
How many have you done?
16 now.
Fuck off. What?
Yeah. I have to do them for work. So I could talk about marathon shoes and things like that.
They just sometimes go, oh, fuck, it ain't my job. I've got to go for another bloody run.
I get your point now, to be honest with you, Tom. When you said earlier,
it is
like, what are you on about?
Because we've got a YouTube channel, and there's a team of us that do it, and they're all a bit different types of runner. One of the guys is really fast. He's like a 2:20-something half marathon runner.
Shit.
So he's really, and his training plan is so strict. It's like every day he's got some ridiculous run. I'm on the other side. I'm actually quite lazy. I struggle to get off a park run because I can't be bothered. So for me, my training fluctuates quite a bit throughout the year, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm doing a marathon, I'll put a lot more effort in. But I need that marathon to keep me doing training, because otherwise I will just slow down. Because if you haven't got something in the list to do and you haven't got focus, you just go, what's the point? I need to.
I think I'm the same, because when I was doing the marathon, I was like, we got a lift to Littlehampton and ran back. It was like 32 k's.
Oh yeah.
And like now, saying to my friend, I did it. I said, I couldn't do that now, because I haven't got the mindset. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking doing that.
Littlehampton
back to Brighton. Yeah. It got dropped off.
How long's that? 26 miles?
About 32 kilometres, which is about 20 miles or something. And so the drive took like 35 minutes. And I sat in the car, because we drove that way the other day, and I was like, I'm not, if you drop me off now, I'd go, fucking, don't do that. I'm not running back. But you're in a different mindset, because you know you're doing a marathon in 2 months.
You have to, don't you?
Yeah. Turns out it made sod all difference to me, though, because I still absolutely buckled.
Yeah, but you've only done one marathon, and the first one.
You've got to stop saying only.
I'm still
only done one more than me.
Yeah.
You've hardly done any marathons.
But the marathon distance it's all about experience. It's not about, well, it's about fitness as well, but I've got better at marathons over time, not because I've got fitter. Bit of muscle memory, but more like mental ability to deal with it.
So not that.
Yeah.
So not that. Yeah. Something else.
not
bit of both.
yeah. But the first few marathons I did, I had that exact same problem. I hit the wall at the end, struggled, couldn't walked a lot of it at the end. So and it's taken me years to.
Do you not hit the wall now?
No, not really.
Someone told me it's about time on your feet rather than distance. It's like after sort of like 3.5 hours, your body runs out of. Don't know what it runs out of, but.
Welcome to Runabix.
Oh yeah, that's nice. 30 minutes we got that.
Yeah.
Runabix.
Can I ask a question? When I start, say if I go out tonight, when I start, should I just keep it really slow? Just get that body.
Do you want to be told do as little as possible?
No, I want to know what's the best way of just easing myself before, because I just don't want to give up.
Well, it's completely down to you. Like different people, what your focus at the moment isn't getting a time or
just getting past that log,
getting past the sit down log.
But if you just try out what works, if you go out and go, right, I'm going to walk for 5 minutes and then I'm going to run, and then next day you run and then walk for 5 minutes and go, well, actually I preferred the first one because the first one I felt better. Do the first one,
right? Okay.
Because your only aim is just going out running at the moment. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Can I suggest something? And Tom, tell me if it's shit. I think, like you sort of said it earlier, but it's like if you get into a habit, because my missus goes through chunks of time where she doesn't do any sort of running, and then she wants to get back into it. And what we talk about is like just getting into the habit of it. So if she just does like 10 minutes for a couple of weeks. However many times a week she wants to do it. So she gets into the habit of going, oh, it's Monday, so I have to find time for a run. Then I feel like just the habit thing is the hardest bit, because sometimes you go, I just can't be arsed. But if you go, well, that's like cleaning your teeth or something, then it's sort of, is that fair, or is that?
Yeah.
If you get a habit of making running normal,
yeah,
and I think it's more to do with time as well. Like running. If you start getting to like 10Ks and half marathons, running takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at least an hour out the house every time you go and do anything. And it's probably longer because...
We've got little kids. It's like they're in bed by 7:30, 7:45. Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the time's a problem. And especially if you're doing, say you're training for half marathon, you end up losing 5 hours a week of doing it.
The marathon training stuff that's probably nuts. Half of it as well. Because the long runs are like getting up to 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's Sunday gone, isn't it, really? Because you've run and then you're buggered. So that was half of the sod doing that again. Because it just takes over like 4 months, doesn't it? Mm. Especially if you haven't done it, so you're anxious about it as well, because you're going, I need to be up to this amount by this time now. If I don't, what will happen?
Yeah, well, I've got, I'm off to do Barcelona in March, and I've got a load of mates who are doing it most of them from like schoolmates, and half of them never done a marathon before. They're not really runners, and this is their first one, and they don't know what they're doing. They're sort of going out for a long run and they're not doing anything for a few weeks and sending me messages about what they should be eating, and I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's interesting because they're sort of going through all the stuff I originally went through. And you start to realise that some of the stuff you don't need to worry about, but yeah, you do need to do the runs. That's the thing, isn't it? You've got to get the runs in. If you're not getting them in, that's the problem.
Well, it was weird. Like, I thought because everyone, the biggest load of bollocks I was told was get to about 32k, and then the excitement of the day will get you through the last 10k. Well, that's a load of shit.
Yeah, that's not true.
That is not true, because
especially in places like Brighton, because the last bit's really hard in Brighton.
Yeah, well, they've changed
what is the last bit.
Down by the power station is where you hit the wall. The furthest point you can be.
What, just along the seafront?
But it's not the front, is it? Well, it is the front, but it's like the industrial bit, and no one's down there.
Oh,
and you just
not very inspiring.
No, they've changed the route though, haven't they?
I've not looked at what the new route is.
I think there's more around Boundary Road bit and all that.
Okay.
Are you running along the road?
That is the good thing. Is like, I imagine doing, like, I quite liked the idea if I ever did one again, which I'm not, doing like New York or Barcelona or somewhere like you don't know.
Yeah.
And seeing it must be
New
brilliant.
York for Chatterbix.
What?
Do New York for Chatterbix.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done New York. New York's actually... Yeah,
you go over all the bridges, don't you? You go into all the different boundaries.
Yeah, you do all the boroughs.
Boroughs, that's it. Yeah.
But there's I didn't really like New York that much, and there's some really good bits because you start on Staten Island and you go over the main bridge, which is amazing. You see the whole of Manhattan, you see Statue of Liberty. You run past it, helicopters fly over you. That's good.
Sounds great.
But when you get into New York, the problem with New York is that everything's so big. So for a lot of it, you're just running between two very big buildings and you can't see anything else. You could be any city. So and there's one bit where you've got the whole, basically like most of Manhattan in the distance. It's about 3 miles. And all you can see is just these buildings either side for 3 miles. And it's probably about one of the hardest points. And you're just looking like, it's dark because the sun's not over the.
Yeah,
it's a tough one.
What's your favourite one then?
The best marathons I've done are Spanish marathons. Spain has got the best marathons. They've got really wide roads in Spain, and it's always nice weather, and it's really fun because if you go abroad to a marathon, you basically want to find somewhere that's nice to be afterwards.
Yes,
and where you can go out for drinks and food and stuff like that. Valencia, I'd say, is probably one of the best I've tried. And Seville's quite nice. Yeah, that's
Valencia.
Valencia, yeah.
Sorry to pick you up on that.
We'll edit it. We'll edit in David saying Valencia where you said it, if that's all right.
It just gets my goat.
Does it crop up a lot on the podcast?
Yes, it does.
The Valencia
once a week.
Hour.
Valencia.
If you go abroad to a marathon, you basically want to find somewhere that's nice to be afterwards.
Yes.
And where you can go out for drinks and food and stuff like that.
Valencia.
So it's probably one of the best I've tried.
Valencia.
So it's one of the best I've tried.
Valencia.
So it's one of the best I've tried.
Valencia.
So it's one of the best I've tried.
Valencia.
one of the best I've tried.
Valencia.
Yeah, that's it. Valencia. Yeah.
Sorry to pick you up on that.
And Seville's quite nice.
Valencia.
Yeah, Spanish ones. If you're going to do Spanish one, if you're going to do a marathon, Spanish ones are good. American ones are so expensive. Yeah, about 250 quid.
Isn't New York like it's ridiculously expensive?
It's like 250 quid to get in.
Wow.
And if you're over there, it's expensive for the weekend. Yeah. It's a lot of money. Chicago I've done, and that's about the same. So American ones are really pricey. But the worst thing about New York is you have to get up at about 4 a.m. and get to the start line and wait there for 2 hours.
Because it's a bugger to get to, isn't it? You have to get a ferry over or something.
You have to get a ferry. They do buses as well, but you have to be there like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the race starts. And the races in America start really early. They start like at 7:30, 8 o'clock because they have to close all the roads and they can't do it later on. So yeah, they're hard ones to do. Probably do London before you do them.
And what are you doing in the spring this year?
Barcelona.
I've got Barcelona.
Barcelona.
And London.
Thank you.
I want to do Berlin in September and go for a PB.
Here's the question. So the marathon winners each year, what am I saying? The fastest marathon runners. If I started a marathon with them, are they going so quick at the start that I couldn't even keep up with?
No.
Yeah, you won't be able to keep up with them.
No.
Well, they're quicker than me sprinting.
Yeah.
100%.
They're really that quick?
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
One year they had 3 Kenyan guys do the Brighton one. You probably weren't living it. They don't. The really fast guys don't usually do Brighton Marathon. They do London because there's no prize money in Brighton, is there?
Yeah.
So these 3 Kenyan guys ran past, and it was like a joke. We remember saying how, like, if you started on the blocks, how long you could stay with them, and I think
how long?
I don't think I'd be my fastest sprint wouldn't be as fast as their.
No,
and they're doing that for 2 hours.
Yeah, they were running. We worked out they were running kilometres at 3 minutes, like something, like pace.
Yeah,
like 3. So like a good park run is like the winner of they were running faster than the winner of the average park run who does it in like sort of 17, 18 minutes.
Yeah, it's bad. There was this, I can't remember which race it was a couple of weeks ago, but some bloke had started just behind the elites and he ran as fast as he could to overtake all of the elites. Oh, yeah. And he was about 50 metres ahead of them. Yeah. And I think he only held it for about 400 metres or something.
What a lovely moment, though. I've led the marathon.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I imagine trying to do that and not getting anywhere near it. You know what I mean? Just going, Yeah. There was a girl I used to do she doesn't do it anymore. Used to do the park run like that. She really used to make me laugh. She used to sprint. So she'd be like 3rd or 4th for about 50 metres. Then she'd be utterly puffed out.
Yeah.
And we'd all jog past her. Then she'd get her breath back and leg it for like 100 metres and then go and do that.
A lot of people do that park run.
So weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
People get a bit excited with park run. So
Zoe Lyons said a really funny thing to me when I first did the half marathon thing. She did it with me for behalf of it, and she said, my favourite thing is watching everyone go off too fast.
Right,
because everyone's
the thing,
and the crowds all going, and everyone's going
bet.
like that, and she'll go, "We'll get to about 2 miles, and you'll see loads of people walking." And it's true. You always see
Have you done the Preston Park one?
The park run, yeah.
Yeah, because that one's got that hill at the start, and everyone sprints down that hill, and then they just sort of slow down a bit after that. Yeah. Get a bit excited.
The first time I did park run at the Preston Park, I dislocated my thumb.
How'd you do that?
Someone's dog came off so a lady's dog got away from her and started running towards the main road, and she was screaming, and it just happened to run past me and this bloke. And so we had to chase the dog, And I did a stupid thing, dive to get the lead, got it, but completely buggered my thumb. So I've sort of always been slightly.
Love to have seen that at Parkwood.
Yeah, it was. I've sort of made it sound more dramatic. I was just going, no, you're right, and then had to pull out. First person to pull out of Park Run because they hurt their thumb.
Yeah, I'm just interested.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, did you get mentioned in the on the Facebook page?
No, but I did check. Do you ever check the photos on when you look back and see the photos they take photos on the thing?
Yeah,
and you go,
I've never been to one where they've taken photos. I always seem to get the wrong one.
They do it on the prom.
Oh, I'll have a look.
Yeah, sometimes it's always probably not for you, but it's always heartbreaking when you see yourself how you actually run compared to how you imagine you're running.
I'm looking at you now, Joe.
Are you?
I've just Googled Joe Wilkinson Park Run.
Does that come up as anything?
He's got cycling shorts on.
If you just Googled, I'm doing it now. This is horrible.
Cycling shorts with some nice...
Cycling. I wear stuff over the top of them. I'm not one of those people where you can see what they've had for lunch. There's no.
Why do you wear cycling shorts?
Because of the chafing.
Is that what Is that what helps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Got to have a pair of liners shorts on.
Yeah. Then a pair of shorts over the top. So, oh God, there's me. Someone's put a. Oh no.
Don't worry about the shorts. Get your cock out, son.
Quite unflattering because they push everything down. I find.
Well.
You've got another meeting, haven't you? Well, this isn't a meeting.
About 5 minutes.
Do you know what, Joe? Loads of our interviewees say, I've got a meeting now, I've got to go.
Yeah. Little safety net, like on a date where you get your mate to phone up and go, there's been an emergency. You need to come
Susie Den did it yesterday, I've got a meeting.
Oh, she said it a lot. Like a lot. Then she obviously relaxed into it, but then lost a bit of confidence in us again.
Yeah.
So that meeting's popped up again. Has it?
Well, just when the meeting was going south, when there was going south,
like on the third or fourth lull.
When there's a lull in the conversation.
Yeah.
When we kept asking how big her brain was or something. Like, you know what, I'm going to go and have a meeting that doesn't exist.
I'm going to go for it.
Is there any way we can go on this journey with you, David?
Yeah.
Tom, can we get you back and
that's all right,
and
I'd
basically
love to see David get into it, to have a success story.
So how long do you think we should leave it before
we measure how he's getting on?
I reckon you need to do a month and stick to it for a month and then see how you feel after a month, because it'll be interesting to see what your mindset is after a month. If you go, actually it's quite normal now, and I don't, because I always say when you don't worry about speed, because people get caught up on speed and they get sad about the fact that I'm not getting faster and stuff. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Because if you just...
I just like the idea of David being obsessed with his speed.
But you might get annoyed if you're doing it for 3 weeks and then you go, I'm still...
There's a lot of plateauing, isn't there? A lot of plateauing where you go, I'm not getting any fitter, and then...
Yeah. Well, my Tanya, she was probably for about a year, 6 months to a year, she was just getting the same times all the time and she couldn't get any faster. And she's in her mind, she's thinking, I was not watching, there's no point. I'm rubbish at running. I'm never going to get it. I'll just do something else. But over the last few months, she started to drop quite quickly because she's got the habit built.
Right.
And now every park run, she gets a faster time. She's not even trying, really. She's just getting down.
I love that.
I like the idea that potentially inside me is a New York Marathon winner. Because I thought that when I first started.
You've set a few.
Winner. They tend to be in their 20s.
Well, all right, over 40s winner.
Senior winner.
Yeah. Because when I started playing Candy Crush, I was like, what if I'm amazing at this? What if I...
Were you?
No.
I always think that about rodeo. I wonder if I'm a really good rodeo cowboy.
Right, I'm going to do it.
So, Tom, would you mind coming back in a month and discussing David's progress?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah,
right.
So get on.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what you should do within that month.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, do a park run.
Yes.
Just that'd be interesting to talk about, because I'd love to.
Yes.
If there is someone there called Deirdre, and who has a go at you for something, that'd be nice to know.
At you.
David, I might register park run for you in a minute.
Okay. Is it Saturday mornings?
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
My Saturday mornings are super busy, but okay. Good luck with that. I'm doing park runs now on Saturday mornings.
No, me.
Just one.
Gonna add something else into the mix. Register for park run. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do this.
Okay.
Yeah, sign you up.
Okay.
Exciting.
Yeah, it'd be good. Because the good thing about the first one, then you got that. It's usually the worst you'll ever be, isn't it? The first one, because you've not done it before.
Yeah.
And then you get to start beating your times and get a little buzz from it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking about times or speed.
Oh yeah.
No. But if you do park, you're just thinking about finishing it. But it's a nice little benchmark to have, because you've got that.
Yeah,
you go, I did it in 34 minutes, and then as soon as you start seeing it change a bit, and you go, 31, hold on.
Yeah, it's addictive.
You just reminded me when I was doing 5K, that would have been about 3 or 4 years ago. It was about 35, 34, 33.
Yeah.
Felt really slow.
It will be. Be. But yeah, you just can't worry about that, because otherwise you get caught up in it. I've got mates who started running because they weren't getting a time close to what I was getting. They're like, I'm not doing this. It takes ages to get fast. It takes years.
Yeah.
And there's also
Joe's proof of that.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I'll tell you what. Well, I know my limits. I'm not a natural runner. Some people, like my friend Danny, like smoked and drank for like the last 30 years and just does 27 minutes. Like that. And he's got like you can see the runners, they sort of bounce.
Yeah,
like
lovely.
Like I feel like I'm a foot dragger. You know, us. There's two types. There's the Toms who are little gazelles, and we're like foot draggers.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a gazelle.
You did 1 hour 22. You're a gazelle.
Yeah, but if you see a video of me, I'm not.
I've seen videos.
I'm not a small guy. I'm quite heavy, so I'm
heavy footed.
Yeah, I'm looking a lot of like body around me. I'm running, and if you look at me, there's a video that my girlfriend recorded, and it looks like I'm jogging slowly, but I'm actually going quite fast because
I had a picture and I think James Branch someone put it on Facebook and said it's not technically running if both of your feet are on the ground. And I looked and both my feet were on the ground.
Was that from the marathon? Was that from
No, just a general park run.
Oh, okay.
A few years ago. Okay, cool. He's terrible. But it was years ago. I was still carrying a lot of timber.
You haven't got a goal at the moment, have you?
No,
Joe, you're just
no. Do you know what? Jarlis, my friend Jarlis Regan, he, you know Sonia O'Sullivan, the runner.
No.
She's like a famous Irish runner.
Right.
I think she won lots of things. Anyway, she trained him, and he was a sort of 25-minute, and she said, "I'll get you down to under 20 minutes."
Yeah,
and she did it. She got him down.
Well, even Jarlath's a good runner.
Jarlath can do 5K in under 20 minutes.
In under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes.
Gee whiz.
In a car. But so she, with her training technique, she got him down to. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you don't know Jarlath, so that means nothing to you. But,
no.
But if you knew Jarlath, you'd go, "That's unbelievable."
Yeah.
As you don't, it means nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Inspiring, Tom.
Oh, thanks for having me on. I'm always happy to talk about running. It's fun. What I mainly do most of the time.
And we'll organise coming back and having a full body review of David.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah, because I can't then go, I haven't really gone out. It'll be annoying. So
yeah,
you've got
to commit. Yeah.
But you don't have to get big improvements. Just have to come back and say, I've been running every.
Yeah.
I managed to do it twice a week.
But big improvements would be amazing.
Well, if you get us under 25K at parkrun, then it'd be a nice long chat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It will make the chat easier, David. The more work you do, the easier this is for us. Cool.
Okay. All right.
Well, thanks, Tom.
Thank you very
guys.
much. Cheers.
I'll see you at a park run.
I'm sure I'll see you around. Yeah. All right, catch you later, guys.
See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.